Hey everybody, Rodham here for another episode of the Black Lake series. So just a reminder of the priorities that I've been given. The old priorities: kill the nearest community, Boomlet Ranch for power, repair Sergio with bionics, tomb for the fallen, which I have fulfilled at least the tomb part so far. The new long-term goal: send Wolf and Jarrett on adventures. They are already on one right now. Build a TV megachurch. And the new short-term goals: designate a quick response team. I haven't technically really done that, but I kind of do in my mind know who is the quick response team. Pretty up the base, which I'm working on, and extra food and crops, which I've definitely done. So let's get started. One thing I wanted to do is to go over some of the suggestions you all had. So the first suggestion, Dacian Hantig came up with this idea. Basically, I forbid the doors that lead to my base, and then I have a pond out here and see how they path in. And then I basically build a bridge where they path in, and then put spike traps on those bridges to kill them. I really like that idea. That's pretty ingenious in a way. Another tip I received is from Antimony Cup. And they mentioned a way to lay out my base, or lay out my bedrooms rather, that don't involve me getting as much sleep interruption as I do now. I like that tip, so I'm going to get started on that. Dano is just standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. Basically, he said, if I put the art right next to the door, the chances of someone that wants to gawk at the art disrupting my sleep is a lot lower. I rather like that one, so we're going to rearrange some of these bedrooms to fit that. Velik, you belong there. Here we go. Velik is getting here, this beautiful bedroom, instead of Endelos, because he is a couple now. I will make a bedroom for Endelos soon. Velik. All right, you know, maybe that is a violation of the rules. Yeah, I'm gonna change that. Endelos, you need to find a +1 so that we can I don't know, benefit from the additional Cole. That is not your bedroom, by the way, buddy. That is definitely not your bedroom. So rude, right? Sleeping in someone else's bed. Alright, we'll fix these up, and then I'll read another tip. Alright, fixing these up. I like that little tip. Usually I lay it out so that we have the minimum amount of travel time to get into bed, but this makes a lot of sense too. Putting the statues near the doors so we disturb the least sleep. Great. Now to read off another tip, let's see. Federico mentioned about the corpse obsession, that maybe the reason they are obsessed and bring it to the dining room is that there's no chair here. So there's the option that it's not a gather spot, which might be the cause, and that there's no stool here, which might be the cause. So I'm going to test the stool theory out first, and then the gather spot theory, and then if that doesn't work, I'm truly out of ideas. And the last tip I had was from Ron Van Dorp. If chunks are ugly, why not shelf them? Well, that's exactly what shelves are for. So I'm going to make a sandstone shelf right here. Oh, sorry, Deef, you were standing right there, and I know you're a constructor. And we can put granite chunks in this shelf. Let's go ahead and queue granite chunks, and find some granite. Queue up hauling, and now we're going to drag granite chunks to the shelf. That is a good idea. Yes, it's only 2 chunks, but at least they'll start hauling it in. Piecemeal, sure, but hauling it in nonetheless. Another thing I wanted to do is, yeah, I don't really have a prison at the moment, but I do have a hospital. Where is Sergio? Mr. Sergio. I think I went a little overkill on the whole chop the trees. I want to keep some trees. Or rather, I don't want to do that much work. Is more specifically my problem. So Sergio here is going to make some beds for me. Double beds are kind of a cheap and easy way to have a larger hospital. And a bunch of single beds and... yeah, I don't know. I'll make some double beds. Alright. And then one more. Then I had some other thoughts. If I put the chairs here, it's kind of far away from the meal door, but I have some other thoughts on that too, which I will enact in just a moment. Alright, so a bunch of good beds. Well, one's normal, but whatever. Alright, my next thought is to change the entrance here. So the wooden door is down here, and all this will make sense real soon. It's mostly because of the dogs. So I am going to build this door. Destroy the old one. Granite wall the old place. Alright. And the reason for it is I want to force the dogs to eat NPM just like the rest of us. So this will all make sense really, really, really soon. Once I'm done tinkering. Of course, this is probably a temporary kitchen. Ooh, Psychoid Brewing is done. Let's do Advanced Fab. And I say that because I want to put it in the overhead mountain and use that room. Ooh, nice. Masterwork stool, Mr. Deef. That would obviously be better off in the dining room, but whatever. Alright, Sergio. Now, we will want to have a high veg stockpile. Well, let's do it like this. We'll have high veg, and then high meat. And this here will be for NPM. And then this here will be for fine meals, and this here will be for lavish. Lavish meals, and let's set this up. Important for lavish. And important for fine. And important for nutrient paste. Important for raw vegetarian. And important for raw meat. Raw, let's do meat without the insect or human. Let's start hauling all that. Well, Psychic Soothe, I don't mind that. Alright, I told you to haul it, but not sit on it. You gotta drop that sometime, right? Like right now, put it down. Alright, and what this allows us to do is adjust the dog zone once whatever Sergio is doing, I don't know. Adjust the dog zone to only allow them to go into the kitchen to eat either rice, raw rice if they feel like it, which is fine, or nutrient paste meals, which will be stored here. So the next person that goes for, and this hopper, I believe these hoppers were set up for, oh, anything. Okay, we don't want animal products or vegetarian in them. They're meat only. I feel like we're going to have more meat than vegetables, at least for now. Once we grow, it's probably going to be the inverse. Because there's only really so many animals that enter your map. But for now, we can feed us through NPM meat. Purple had a heart attack. How old is Purple? You're old. Who's my doctor in the house? Poopy. Right, that's right. Tend to Purple. Alright, let's get our stockpile of NPM. Doing a really bad job of rapid firing this. Here we go. Now, this stockpile is only really for the benefit of the dogs. Obviously, we don't need a stockpile for the humans, but that's fine. Okay, heart attack's gone. I didn't realize Purple was as old as she is. That's a bummer. Old wolves. Actually, at 15 years old, that's like world record old. I think the oldest wolf out in the wild, or even in captivity right now, is like 15. They don't, in the wild, they don't usually even live that long. I don't need to be coming, let's just cancel that. I don't need to be coming all the way to the southeast corner of the map to hunt stuff. That seems a little wasteful to me. No. This hauling is not going the way it should. Alright, so we do have, yeah, there we go. Now dogs are eating the NPM the way they should. And humans will probably interact with the NPM through the dispenser. Yep, they do. Many problems solved. And now the meals are closer to these doors, I think, than anything else. Our caravan is... Oh, we formed a bond. So Cole and Purple... Oh, that's too bad, because, you know, I was actually gonna release Cole or something, but... Okay, Purple. Yeah, you better get working on whatever, I don't know. Having a little bit of party. Velik got here early, so he's gonna tidy up. Being a good host and all. There's an extremely impressive dining room. Is nice. And the party finished. Well, it's a little bit of mood boost. What did it give us? Psychic Soothe plus party. Well, this party really sucked. Tend to party like 2. It's not a whole lot of party. That's a whole lot of blah. Stockpile is looking a little full here. Work Frenzy Deef. Nice. We're going to get some good research. In fact, let's see. Research speed. Holy moly. 20 intellectual. Work Frenzy. Not in a sterile environment, but hey, pretty close. Pretty close. That is one giant stockpile. I think a wise use for my space here would be to store store my stone out here, because it is filling up the stockpile like a ridiculous amount. So stone blocks will go out here. Okay, so Trek and Tosh and the crew are home. Here's an unowned bed for Trek, Mr. Trek. And then this is Wolf's, not Deef's. This one was Endolos's. This is Deef's. And this is Jirit's. Well, actually, Jirit and Deef switch. So this is Jirit's. And this is Deef's. And this is Lenka. Labeled as the prisoner, but obviously not a prisoner anymore. Nice. Now, when they were away, the base didn't burn down. So, huzzah. Alright, so we're starting to move some of the blocks because we had way too many. Blocks and steel don't decay. Just keeping that in mind. So the dogs here are working on that. Let's go ahead and punch a hole in this rec room. And Wolf, we can have you make a door real quick. Auto doors will be nice once we get them. Wildlife. We have a bunch of Muffalo. Muffalo is easy to hunt for a lot of calories. Let's go hunting. We also have to do a little work assignment because Trekintosh came back. He's not a terrible doctor, so I'll keep him on doctoring. He's a good hunter, good constructor. Cool. We're gonna need a weapon for him. Luckily for me, I am just cranked out an assault rifle from Velik. Good job, Velik. Good work, Velik. This is really pathetic defense for the colony size I currently have. Oh, another thing I really wanted to do is to change around some of this. So I was going to add some doors here for like peekaboo kill windows. And improve it in a little bit. Huh. Uranium that leads into steel. I like it. There's nowhere even to store it. We really need to start emptying out the stockpile of stone blocks. I'm just going to force a few innocent bystanders to do it. Because we are running out of space. Cece and Poopy are fighting. That doesn't seem all that productive. Trekintosh is a good medic, though. Now, in case we have a really bad case of, let's say, I don't know, whatever, plague or something, we ought to accumulate some heal root. So I'm looking around, seeing if there's any. There was a dearth of... there must have been a fire. Trekintosh has... I forced him to wear what he's currently wearing. So we'll fix that up. Alright, this kitchen is getting a mite bit dirty. Very dirty, in fact. Part of the reason is it's not sterile in the first place, and part of the reason is we don't have a full-time cleaner. Looking towards a full-time cleaner. Cole is the animal handler. No, but he's a good shooter. Vex is the digger. It's hard to designate. I guess Sergio. Just because he gets confused a lot. I'll have him construct and clean. We don't want him wandering too far away where he'll get lost. Or something like that. Buffalo Revenge? How much revenge are you going to take on a dude with an assault rifle? I mean, really. Looks to be none, for the record. No revenge. Bills. Lavish meals. Do until I have 10. And take to lavish meals. And then fun meals. Take to... I guess I never really named this. Fine meals. I obviously made... Well, I guess what I could do is... stockpile for 20 lavish meals. And make up to 20. And then change the dog zone so I can't eat them. So let's change this dog zone to cut out a corner. There. Nice. Velik's working on an additional assault rifle. Gonna feel much better when everyone's like nice and geared. Currently they are not even a little bit. Deef is plowing ahead on the advanced fab because he is work frenzied, which is awesome. And we have a double wall, pretty much around all the base. Now the doors here I'm gonna keep open. They don't need to close really, because we're about to finish this double wall. We obviously have some bridge to build, but the chances of enemies coming in through this way are pretty slim, because it's just not it's not really a common use direction or anything like that. Alright, Sergio. Playing some billiards. Still extremely impressive zone there. Sculptor table. Make some more statues. Juret will love to do it. We still have so many blocks left. Everyone's hall is 3, so when they wake up, I'm going to have a hall of 1, just so that we can get all those blocks out of there and free up the space. Because it is a ridiculous amount of space that all is taking up. Yeah, there we go. Now we're starting to haul the stone out. And if I need more space, I can always haul the steel out, because that's obviously taking up a lot of space too. And the moment I only have a paltry amount of... Alright, we can fix this. Let's think about this. If I wanted a little maze, let's reinstall here. Put a granite door. Well, we'll granite door there. We'll have a little bit of a teeny maze. A lot of doggies. Okay, so now we're doing the super hall. And that's getting full. Holy moly. Alright, and we can then switch them off of that. It's not unuseful, but there's other things to be done, like construction and the like. Now the hay grasses are almost done. It's pretty cool. Finishing up the double walls, and that's partially to protect our stockpile and the base as a whole. Sergio is... Oh, Velik, do you have your limbs? Yes and yes. Love how they sleep next to one another. It's kind of funny. We are going to restrict, drug restrict. So let's change this to doctor care, no medicine for everyone. Trek also needs to get zone restricted. Good job beating each other up, by the way. Cheerio, carry on. Okay, that looks good. Now, for security, I have a lot of steel, and I do worry about my, well, about everything, but I do worry about, you know, death, etc. So I am going to put a little tunnel or something with a few more traps there. And then my idea is, if we still have attackers coming in fact, we could even put one more steel trap. Dump it out right there. I could back this up. I wouldn't even really need to. I just shoot them at point blank. My idea was that I could have someone like Vex set this area on fire, so any incoming attackers would then have to run through flaming immolation. Oh, great. The demented old man wants to yell at everyone again. Who are you yelling at? Against Cole? Well, demented old man, I have a trick up my sleeve. Cole is going to... Cole's going to leave the map. So you'll be shaking your fists at the sun. Alright, Mr. Cole, we're going to form caravan of just Cole. And I don't know, I'm not really going anywhere. Where's Sergio anyway? Oh, he's done on his spree. Did you get even insulted once? You got insulted once, I think. Yeah, you called him a bat. Well, maybe he is. Call the bat? I don't know. It's possible. I thought we were going to get some corpse obsession there, but nope. We are going to get a little bit of a fire. Alright, I don't want to get chewed up by a turkey. Oh, that's an old injury. So we're going to let this bad boy in the base. Poopy, you get to shoot a turkey with your handgun. Or miss wildly with the turkey with your handgun turkey. I don't know. Endelos got it, I think. Purple ran through the fire here. Good job, Purple. That is exactly how fire works. You run through it and it hurts you. Nice. Relic back to work. Assault rifles are good things. Wolf would like one. Preferably an excellent one if you could manage. Good will do. And trying to think who has Poopy, I guess, can do the rifle. Oh, you suck at shooting. Never mind. Truckintosh has the assault rifle. We have some sniper rifles. Deef, you suck at shooting. I think everyone that's like good at shooting is already sort of queued up. So Trek and Velik, they're part of the quick response team, let's say. You are not Poopy. You're going to go away. Lenka and Wildman are. Actually, Lenka and Velik should be next to one another in a relationship. Wildman, Sergio, nope. Dano, yes. Vex, sort of. Not really. CC is a basher. Cole will shoot yes. So let's move you up. And then these guys here are sort of my fast response. I do have to armor them up and whatnot. But I'm starting to gear them up, which is something, I guess. Now, my question here is, do I make prosthetic parts or do I wait for something better? Let's take a quick health check. Realizing that, actually, you know what? That will have to be for another episode. I am out of time. So, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate all the feedback I've been getting in this series. With that said, I am currently starting with this episode, pre-recording episodes. So if you have feedback and I find it helpful, I'm not going to be able to mention it in a video for a little bit because I am not home and this was pre-recorded some days ago. So that doesn't mean I don't want your feedback. It just means that it might take, you know, a week or so for me to incorporate it into a video. So drop me a line anyway. If you have questions, of course, I can answer them, providing I am, you know, I have access to the internet where I am. But with that said, I would say of my priorities, my short-term goals, I probably have done the extra food and crops. I've probably somewhat designated a quick response team. Now I do need to gear them up. I'm working on prettying up the base. This base is ugly. I get it. I know. I agree entirely, and it will be redesigned. I just have bigger fish to fry, and then I can make this look nice. But I need to fry the big fish, which is security, because I'm going to lose everyone if I don't do that first. My long-term goal is send Wolf and Jira on adventures. Well, they've been on one adventure. That's a start. Now, we are plowing ahead on the research towards advanced fabrication, meaning soon we'll be able to repair Sergio with bionics and give some bionics to wounded warriors. I haven't really done much progress of the Boomlope Ranch, partially because there really just aren't Boomlopes being offered here. They're just not really a boreal forest animal. But that doesn't let me off the hook. I can always try to trade for them or whatnot. Hopefully an orbital trader will have Boomlopes and then I can start breeding them. Killing off the nearest community will come soon, especially once I get some bionics going. And of course, Tomb for the Fallen, I have definitely fulfilled that. I'm just trying to figure out how to game the corpse obsession. All right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, let me know, and I hope you tune in next time. Thank you for watching, and adios, everybody.